Yo soy caro y todo el mundo me quiere. Yo soy como un Frenchie. Las baby me aman, les compro cartera, yo no compro Elchi. Mucho Dior, Gucci, mucho Givenchy. Tú no ves, estoy burlao, ja, ja, ja. La risa, yo estoy burlao. Me siento solo a veces, no tengo nadie al lado. Llevo 5 años en la cima como Tindón camposteado. A mí me va en casa de campo perico ripiao. Burlao, ja, ja, ja. La risa, yo estoy burlao. Viste en oversize, pero conmigo están. Llevo 5 años en la cima como Tindón camposteado. Ey, pero antes nadie sabía, todo el mundo decía quién es Bad Bunny, like quién es Baby. Ahora ando en la G-Wagon, azul navy, comiendo sushi con la baby desde que Messi. Esta es la USA, todo el mundo sabe quién es la cabra, ya no es Tom Brady, ey. Un par de que aún no me creen. Yo ando con Adidas, las babos, yo boté todas las breves. Te lo dije hace tiempo con Arca, ya me acostumbré. La industria me aburre, te juro, me retiro a los 33. Fácil. Qué bonita la vida, vamos a hacer un brindis. Ustedes comprando prendas, yo comprando building. Las viejas locas conmigo, como si yo fuera Wilkin. Todas las baby chapi, ey, pidiéndome chavo, pidiéndome Belkin. Tienen piercing, paciencia con alma, en el skyline andamos racing. Haciendo plata, estamos busy. Yo no voy pa' reuniones, yo mando el nene del Nisi. Se puede, pero es difícil. Pa' mí es fácil, yo estoy burlao, ja, ja, ja. La risa, yo estoy burlao. Me siento solo a veces, no tengo nadie al lado. Llevo 5 años en la cima, como Tindón camposteado. Ey, a mí me va en casa de campo, perico ripiao. Burlao, ja, ja, ja. La risa, yo estoy burlao. En el carrito de Red Bull me salieron alas, estoy volao. Ando con los mismos
No better than that.
Now, one thing I loved is we actually got in there with the scripts and we talked to some of the people writing these scenes, and they let us improvise some stuff that I think is going to be really funny for the fans to catch. Some of the arguing, like Shake and I love each other, so to argue with each other was kind of tough at first.
Listen, man, MP's a winner. He don't want nothing to do with y'all.
This is all about fellas, you win, you get more prizes.
We out here about
really
getting buckets and wins. This is how we do. This
Shake,
is what
I
we do
love
in
you,
these
but
streets.
they want prize. But once we warmed up, you know, we got our track.
We messed up the arguing on purpose so I could argue with him on multiple occasions. I don't get a chance to do that more than once a year.
Shake, congratulations on being inside 2K24,
For sure,
my man.
for sure.
This is a long time coming, and you know, I know people want to go join Rise, but may the best elite team win.
My guys are gonna roll with Rise. Don't listen to this guy.
See what I did there?
And it's Westbrook with the ball. He brings it up for Los Angeles. Trailing by 13. This, their first chance to take a look at Minnesota this season.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
Setting the floor for the Clippers. Out on the wings for them, Powell and George. Daniel Tice out there with Plumlee, and it's Westbrook in at the point guard. Now here's Conley. This is the most they've led by 13 points. Washington passes to Towns. Plumlee with the rebound.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Highland against Washington. Highland's shot is good. Highland's got 8 points.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Towns down low. He's guarded by Plumlee. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot. Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
McDaniels finds Washington. Nailed from three-point land. Washington's got 8 points in the quarter.
The quick hitter from three-point range off the inbound play. They ran that set perfectly.
That'll do it for the first half. Timberwolves lead by 12. From Target Center, back in a moment.
39.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. You look at MP in this game, guys, he has been everywhere.
And we saw just how important he is for this team in the first half. He was getting everyone involved.
His fingerprints were all over this, involving his guys with his passes, finding different ways to take advantage of the defense.
Towns and Gobert hold down the post for him. The wing set for him, Edwards and McDaniels. And it's Washington in at the point. That's Chris Finch's 5 as we get into the second half. That free throw good from George. And you look at Paul George, Doris, he really fits any system you can think of.
Kevin, that's about two things, the skill set and the mindset. If you need him to take over, he can change and get that line of thinking in his mind. You want him to play a secondary role, he can adjust there mentally as well.
And extensive ball movement, Doris, is a beautiful style to watch. But not every good team plays that way. Why not?
I think so much of implementation of style is about the players you have. What are the strengths of your individual players? Does the point guard flourish in a pick and roll situation as opposed to ball movement? Does a point guard like Luka Doncic need the ball to be effective? It's all about who your personnel is.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Well, MP in the last matchup against Portland was tremendous. He had 27 points, and his passing was incredible with all of those assists. And those are big numbers he put up. It's hard to match, but he'll be aiming high again tonight. Back to you guys.
Thanks for the report, D.A. Greg, phenomenal effort by him in that last game.
He willed the team to victory through his talent and through that competitiveness.
Let's give credit to his teammates for continuing to find this guy. They knew he had the hot hand, and they were willing to ride it all night long.
And so Powell nails both of them. And a few seasons ago, Norman Powell was hopping around the NBA from team to team.
You know, remarkably, Kevin, though his locker and location may have been changing, his play was consistent through that stretch and beyond. Here's a player who you know his game, and he can deliver scoring punch wherever he is.
Here's George. Rudy Gobert picking up that last basket. George with the ball. Working on McDaniels. Missed inside.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Towns, the pass to Washington. The kick out to Towns. No good from outside.
Well, it hasn't been the most efficient game for this guy, but their team is fortunate to still be out in front.
And he's good on the three ball. George has got 5.
Nice on-time pass to Paul George. He's shot ready. Nicely done.
Washington passes to Gobert. Stolen by Zubac. And now the Clippers on the break. In the corner, Powell with it. And a miss there on the triple. Minnesota leading by 7. MP deciding where to go with it. And slam dunk by Gobert. That gives him a double-double in this one. 10 points and 10 rebounds.
I love that Rudy left no doubt. Show off that power, Rudy.
And the Clippers call time here. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate. with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
And the Clippers making a change here. Tice is checked in. Washington passes to Gobert. And finished off by Gobert.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Powell against Edwards. The shot by Powell, no good.
Only 20% shooting in this quarter. They need to settle down and relax a little bit here.
Doris, lots of people are excited to see how this Timberwolves team progresses.
Certainly, Kevin, you have to admire what Anthony Edwards showed you in terms of those exciting young players. He proved he was more than capable of elevating his responsibility. And when you think about their postseason, you ran into Nikola Jokic and the eventual champs. You can live with that.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game. And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Harden with it. With an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them. Drops in the layup for two.
Well, James Harden's ability to put it on the deck and get to the cup is elite. And because of that size and frame, he's going to finish most often.
Lays it up off the glass. Harden's got 6.
Well, get it inside to a quality scorer and let this guy do his thing.
Washington passes to Gobert. That one goes. Count it.
And you can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
For Rudy Gobert, he is one of 4 players, Doris, to win Defensive Player of the Year 3 times.
And you think back, Kevin, he was a late first-round pick in 2013. Probably has exceeded all expectations. He has obviously cemented himself as one of the all-time defenders in NBA history.
Michael Conley, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Gobert, no good on that free throw. And the Clippers, one of the more efficient three-point shooting teams, Greg, in the NBA.
And Kevin, really over the last decade, that's been one of their most consistent traits. And it's not just because of talent. They're smart about the shots they take.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Rudy Gobert is a fierce competitor. He says the average fan might not understand what I bring to the table, but the GMs in the league do. I want to be the best defensive player of all time. I want to be a force, and I want to win championships. I've got to set the tone every night. Kevin?
And he does. He is a stopper, no doubt about it. David, thank you. A chance here to get a quick injury report. Now an update on the Pizza Zubac from David Aldridge. David, what'd you find?
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer for the Clippers let me know the status. It's an issue with his hand. It doesn't look very serious right now, but there is some nagging soreness there. Right in the heart of the season. This is when injuries start to mount. You're going to have to adjust. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Appreciate the update. Never like to see any kind of injury, Greg.
Yeah, it's one of the toughest parts of the game because you have little to no control over it.
Well, we're obviously hoping for a speedy recovery because we know this about this young guy. He simply loves playing the game.
1:04 left in the third quarter. And the Clippers call time here.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
Well, poor rotations, poor communication. There's a lot to figure out right now.
Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. A chance now to check out how the All-Star voting is shaping up.
And I tell you, the excitement's starting to ratchet up a little bit as the tallies start coming in.
Look at Harden. He's not quite there, but he's very close to his spot in the starting lineup for the West.
And to have the great season he's having and still not crack the top 5, that just tells you a lot about how terrific some of the other Western Conference players have been.
And it seems like the anticipation just continues to build each year around this time of the season. Gonna be a fantastic weekend. Here's Conley. Offensive rebound. Second chance shot, and it's sent back by Plumlee. And he's able to get it back. McDaniels finds Washington. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
.26 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Westbrook passes to Plumlee. To the wing on the left. There's 14 seconds left in the 3rd quarter of the game. Gobert with the block.
Wow, insanely tough to get a shot off when Rudy Gobert is around. Wow.
That one drops for him. Conley's got his first points of the night. It's stolen by Gobert. And so it's Minnesota sitting on a 21-point lead to end the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And we'll be back with you shortly. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Well, this is exactly what you're looking for from your point guard. Survey the floor, serve it up on time and on target.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. So with Leonard on the bench, here's who Tyronn Lue's going with. Out on the wings for him, Powell and George. Ivica Zubac is out there with Plumlee, and it's Harden in at the 1.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And so Harden will bring it up for Los Angeles. The Oklahoma City Thunder will be in town for the next one. Start a 3-game homestand with that game. It's hauled in by Karl Anthony Towns. Towns has got his 4th rebound in this one. And then Washington with the dunk.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
Here's Harden following the bucket by the Timberwolves.
Now, I'll tell you, they're going to need more from this guy if they're going to cut into this deficit.
Washington, that's good.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And here's Harden. About a minute played here in the 4th quarter. And he lobs it up toward the rim.
Now this is just pick and roll action at its finest. The big man sets a solid screen, rolls to the cup, leaves no doubt.
And the pass to Towns. To the inside. Washington kicks to Towns. MP outside. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. And the NBA said expansion should wait until after the new CBA. Greg, that's done, so what new teams?
I mean, Kevin, it seems like Seattle's been waiting forever. Professional teams have been crowding into Las Vegas, and don't sleep on Mexico City. A lot of potential fans south of the border.
Here's Washington. Paul George making his last shot. Reed gets the bucket.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Clippers have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Here's Tucker, and the rejection by Towns.
Love the hustle from Towns right there. Boy, engaged defensively.
Minnesota making some changes. Kyle Anderson comes in for Carl Anthony.
Substitution on the court.
.109 left in the fourth quarter. Highland, a three-pointer off the mark. Here's Minnesota. Big stretch here going 10-2.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Timberwolves.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And this will push their record to 39 wins in a good effort tonight.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for MP.
This guy has been shot-making all night long. He commands the rock and takes over.
And the way they have controlled the glass this game, really impressive.
And bottom line, more boards means more possessions. That's how you build a lead.
Washington against Highland. Pass to McDaniels. So it's Minnesota winning this one easily. It was a tale of two teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.
Yo soy caro y todo el mundo me quiere. Yo soy como un Frenchie. Las baby me aman, le compro cartera, yo no compro Elchi. Mucho Dior, Gucci, mucho Givenchy. Tú no ves, estoy burlao, ja, ja, ja. La risa, yo estoy burlao. Me siento solo a veces, no tengo nadie al lado. Llevo 5 años en la cima como Tindón campoteado. A mí me va en casa de campo perico ripiao. Burlao, ja, ja, ja. La risa, yo estoy burlao. Viste en oversize, pero conmigo están. Llevo 5 años en la cima como Tindón campoteado. Ey, pero antes nadie sabía, todo el mundo decía quién es Bad Bunny, like quién es Davey. Ahora ando en la G-Wagon, azul navy, comiendo sushi con la baby desde que Messi. Esta es la USA, todo el mundo sabe quién es la cabra, ya no es Tom Brady, ey. Un par de que aún no me creen. Yo ando con Adidas, las babos, yo boté todas las breves. Te lo dije hace tiempo con Arca, ya me acostumbré. La industria me aburre, te juro, me retiro a los 33. Fácil. Qué bonita la vida, vamos a hacer un brindis. Ustedes comprando prenda, yo comprando building. Las viejas locas conmigo, como si yo fuera Wilkin. Todas las baby chapi, ey, pidiéndome chao, pidiéndome Belkin. tienen piercing. Paciencia con Wilma, en el skyline andamos racing. Haciendo plata, estamos busy. Yo no voy pa' reuniones, yo mando el nene del Nisi. Se puede, pero es difícil. Pa' mí es fácil, yo estoy burlao, ja, ja, ja. La risa, yo estoy burlao. Me siento solo a veces, no tengo nadie al lado. Llevo 5 años en la cima, como Tindon camposteado. Ey, a mí me va en casa de campo, perico ripiao. Burlao, ja, ja, ja. La risa, yo estoy burlao. En el carrito de Red Bull me salieron alas, estoy volao. Ando con los mismos que andaba cuando estaba pelado. Ni que roncar, mami, que no sea caripelao. Ey, vengo de PR, ¿de dónde son las verdaderas?
Hey, man. Let's get everyone over here and get started. Here's what we're gonna do.
Get it started, man. Let's get it started. Good. Let's go. That looks good right there. Shot! I see him. Let's do this. Yeah, it's time to play now.
Let's get to work. Here's what we're gonna do.
I see you want to work on your three-point shooting. Let's get set up.
Get it started, man. Let's get it started.
Y'all ready to lose.
I see you want to work on your three-point shooting. Let's get set up.
Come on, game time, game time.
With every new season, there are new build templates out there, so check those out and join us back here next week.
It's always fun to see what the community creates, and next week we'll be looking at some of those new builds and putting them into play.
But until then, get out there and explore Season 6.
Time to go get my floor setter. I'm out.
So happy to have you here for a midweek edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This should be an intriguing contest. I'm Brian Anderson, along with Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg, our reporter, Allie LaForce. And a look at Minnesota's opening lineup. They have their two big men out there, Towns and Gobert, working inside. Edwards at the 2 with McDaniels at the 3. And it's Washington in at the 1. And for Detroit, Cunningham and Ivy are the backcourt pair. Isaiah Stewart out there with Duren. And it's Thompson in at the 3. We're about halfway through the regular season here, Grant. We've had some surprising teams and players.
Yeah, you know, every season we have at least one team that exceeds expectations and one that kind of lets us all down. But what I love the most is seeing breakout players that take this league by storm.
Now here's Washington. Really played well against the Clippers in his last game. Back to Towns. 6 on the shot clock. Cash. It's MP picking up the assist.
Hey, a confident shooter like Towns doesn't need any time to get a shot up.
Ivy with the ball. And it's Gobert picking him up. Gobert against Ivy. That's no good. Couldn't get his first one to go. To the inside. And it's Washington missing. Ivy against Gobert. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
And how can you not be excited about Ivy's potential? You can tell he wants to keep getting better.
At the line for Detroit, Ivy.
And he makes both free throws. Well, Greg, given the proud history of the Pistons, the teens were an especially rough decade for them.
Yeah, I mean, nothing much went right for them. But I'll say this for Detroit fans, they never give up on their team. It's as faithful a fan base as you'll find. I love it. Just thumbing his nose at the height disadvantage, he's able to get the space he needs and convert.
And you look at him, he's given up an awful lot of size in that matchup, so he needs to have the ability to create separation.
It's blocked by Gobert.
So good at finding these swats. Gobert loves reaching out and sending them away.
Stolen by Ivy. The open shot, Cunningham. Minnesota with a rebound.
3 misses to start the game, still trying to break the seal on that hoop.
McDaniels passes to Washington. Oh, from deep. Gets it to go. That makes him 2 for 3 in this game. And around 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Ivy outside. The shot, no good. Oh, good D by Edwards.
0 for 4 to start this game. Some of it's execution and some of it's just bad luck.
Textbook up fake there. Towns does a great job imitating his usual shot motion. Earns himself a trip to the line.
And that one falls for Towns.
At the line for the Timberwolves.
And so Towns nails them both.
He's making the most of every trip to the line, providing for his team.
The Pistons have gone 0 for 4, missing their first 4 attempts. Detroit calls timeout. This game against Minnesota is the first time they've met this year.
And with this matchup being East versus West, this is the first of only 2 meetings between these teams.
And, you know, there's always a bit of a feeling out process in that first game between opponents. A lot different than when you've played a team